Many years ago I read a story about an English girl who was murdered in Peking in 1937, and this is where the story started, here on this alley. She lived here. Edgar Snow, the famous American journalist, lived here. I saw a picture of her. I researched her story. The murder was unsolved and I wanted to find out what happened. Throughout the first half of 1937, Colonel Han and DCI Dennis chased the suspects in the Pamela Werner murder through Beijing. They chased them through the legation quarter and privilege. They chased them through the Badlands and the seedy side of Peking. And they chased them through the Fox Tower. But ultimately they weren't successful. In the course of researching and writing Midnight in Peking, I became obsessed with Pamela. I traveled the length and breadth of China looking for any documentation, any records that might shed light on the murder investigation and on her life. I traveled to England, America, Hong Kong, wherever I thought there might be some trace of her. I found people who knew her when she was a schoolgirl in China. And eventually, in an archive in London, I found a private investigation that had been conducted into Pamela. One outside of the official police investigation, one conducted during the Japanese occupation of Peking in total secrecy. When I took that investigation and I cross-referenced it with the official police investigation, and then I cross-referenced that with the newspaper reports and the autopsies, what I discovered that was the murder of Pamela Werner was a crime even more shocking and even more horrific than the detectives and the Peking public at the time had even imagined. So I hope you read the book, and I hope that you find out that in some way we can bring some justice to Pamela Werner and try and recreate the old Peking of the 1930s, the old Peking of the Fox Tower, a Peking that is now long gone.